So I want to turn our attention again to the filmmakers that are really just getting started with us and who are getting ready to have their very first film. Russell Norman?
Yes, thank you.
Welcome to African Diaspora Today.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. It is truly an honor to be here today with you.
I'm so glad to have you because I hear your first film is going to be screened at Black Harvest.
Yes, and I'm so proud to be a part of this prestigious event, and it will be screening Saturday night at 8:15 p.m., August 21st. August 21st, Saturday night at 8 p.m., 8:15 p.m., but, you better be there early,
That's right, because you're going to probably crowd it up.
This is the Black Harvest.
That's
I'm
right.
just kidding. We talking right. CP time now.
Now, are you from Chicago?
Oh, yes, born and raised in the West Pullman, Roseland neighborhood.
You better be there early because you know all of Russell's relatives are going to be in that screening. So if you expect to see it, you better be there.
I just like to say the name of my film is Hell Ain't Full. And it's a part of the Made in Chicago shorts program.
Okay.
And I'd like to thank Barbara Sherris and Karen Durham. They're doing a fine job down there at the Gene Siskel Film Center.
Hell ain't full.
Hell ain't full. We've got a lot more room.
Tell us just a little bit, enough to whet our appetite.
Okay, well.
But not so much that we feel like we saw it.
Well, look, after I say this, you're going to be starving. Cause
all right.
I'm telling you, it's a doozy. It's about two thieves, two stick-up kids, and they going around the south side of Chicago acting dumb, doing dumb stuff like we see today, because it's basically a cautionary tale about the behavior we see from our youth. And we have these two characters named Joe, which I play, and Charlie, which is played by Larry Smith, and my mom, who warns me about the streets and the perils of the neighborhoods. Her name is Linda Bright Clay, and basically, I don't listen, and then by the end of the film, I pay for it dearly.
Well, you said it's a cautionary tale.
It definitely is, and when you see these kids, because I do have a message, when you see these kids out here, they're barely teenagers, and they're getting killed by other teenagers, we have to address this problem.
It's no doubt.
So, I made this film for my neighborhood, the West Pullman and Roseland neighborhoods, because it's really bad out there right now, and we need some attention. And it may not necessarily be more police presence. I think we need these parents to really take a more proactive role, and if they think they're doing a good job, well, they might have to do even better than a good job.
Exactly.
So, this is about the youth of those neighborhoods and that behavior.
We got a question online. I want to take Will's question.
Good afternoon to you and to your guests and to the WVON.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
I have a suggestion for the filmmaker there. It's sort of like what he just said, but it's on modern-day slavery in the USA. There was a young lady on WVON the other night, and she was speaking of slavery, servitude, today in the USA, and I believe that would go over very big, especially for a young filmmaker like you who has the energy to do it. And
there's a documentary.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Floyd's going to.
And he can influence the younger people to pay attention to this. This is what is happening now. Sure, the history is fine, and I'm involved in that, and like that too. But modern day servitude in the USA, and it is not something to be poo-pooed at. It is something that is real and is instilled in existence today.
I agree.
All right, Will. Floyd's got an answer for you. Floyd.
There is a film on that subject that's in production right now that should be completed by the end of the year.
Oh, well, good.
Well, Will, you know what we'll do? We'll come back and talk about it so you won't miss it. And we'll make sure people hear about it. One thing for sure, there's no dearth of things to do film about.
Yes.
There's much subject matter out there and much need in our community.
Excuse me, Dr. Adams. I wanted to address that point.
All
I
right.
think you're absolutely right, because we don't need another drug dealing movie. We don't need another movie. Honestly, I can't believe Sergio said it. He said it best.
Cross-dressing movie,
right? The symbolic castration
of the black male.
I couldn't believe it, and that's what's going on right now. And just like Will said, we are in a mental bondage. with this modern day slavery. So we need to address these problems right now in 2010 before it gets worse, because it feels like we're in the last days right about now.
All right, so Brittany Perkins, tell us what you're doing. Tell us about your foray into the world of filmmaking.
Oh, it's been a difficult one. Actually, I'm
and
here.
Tell us really loud.
Oh, actually, I'm here with my partner, Ashley Cooper, who is the director and writer on our new film, The Last Sunflower Summer. It's our first feature venture. Oh, wow. So right now we have the first 10 minutes shot for so we could look into the financial possibilities. So people
okay,
can see
so you can show
on.
people what you're working
exactly. With. And so that's where we are right now.
So Ashley, where'd that subject matter come from?
Well, the film's about these 3 high school seniors who get involved with underground pornography at their high school.
Wow.
And they have a little bit of a drug problem, and in order not to get a job and not have their parents monitor their funds, they decide to produce and distribute porn.
You guys are dealing with some really current themes.
I'd like to know more about that
things
film.
That are really happening.
It's really, we call it a surrealist drama. There's a lot of things in it, like one thing in particular, they spit up an actual sunflower. It's really artistic. Wow. It's very different. I mean, I love the way Ashley's writing is beautiful. And it's about the adolescent psychology. Teenagers being in high school, kind of forced into a life they really don't want to be a part of, and just doing what they want to do.
Well, there are a lot of things going on in high schools nowadays that most people wouldn't even dream of. It's not your grandmother's high school.
Exactly, exactly.
And it's dealing with, like most high school films kind of deal with only talking about the popular kids or the geeky kids who wish they were popular. And these are kind of about the burnouts. These are about a different type of groups that you don't see in high school. And it's also talking about a different group economically that you don't hear about.
Because it's the new menace to society.
Right. What I really liked about I'm sorry, your name?
My name is Russell
Russell was saying about his film is he's talking about a different side of youth. And it's definitely the youth that we have, we see and that people don't really get a really good idea of, but this is on the other end of the spectrum.
Exactly.
These are kids with money. These are kids who go to private school.
All right. Listen, you guys have piqued everybody's curiosity. We got callers on. Roxanne, I want you to stay with us. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back to talk with our new generation filmmakers, folk who are just getting started in this, who've got some exciting and significant stories to tell. Our topic today is film, and we've got some pretty exciting guests, some young filmmakers from right here in Chicago who are doing some rather contemporary projects, and we've got Roxanne on the line who has a question for them.
Roxanne,
welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Dr. Adams.
Hey.
And to your guests.
Hello.
And I just want to say, Dr. Adams, great show. I try to listen every Sunday.
Thank you.
I just want to compliment the young people that's on the panel this afternoon. I just want to say thank you for making films that's addressing our youth, whether they are from the south side or the north side. And also, I have a question for, I believe the gentleman is from the West Pullman area, I believe?
Yes, Russell Norman.
Oh, Mr. Norman. I just want to say thank you so much, and you're right. You're absolutely correct. We do not need any more films regarding drug dealers and cross-dressing. And so thank you so much, because we have some major issues in our community, and yes, they begin at home.
Well,
thank you. So I just want to thank you so much, and to all the panel, please close out with your names and your email or website addresses. I would greatly appreciate it.
Good looking out, Roxanne.
All right, and thank you so much. Thanks
Thank you,
again.
Roxanne.
And I guess I need to start the drug dealing / cross-dressing anti-campaign.
No, you know what you got to do? You don't even have time to be anti. What you got time to do is keep on kicking them out.
Exactly.
Keep on making your film, dealing with
movies.
the subject matter,
Right.
making new movies. That's what we're really looking for you guys to do, right, Floyd?
That's it. That's all that's going to do it.
We progressive here, so we like your audience to know that we're very progressive. And what that means, because a lot of people get it confused, we're trying to motivate and elevate the, current African diaspora.
Yes.
And we're trying to do that today.
That's right. That's right, because you know what? We want you all to do with film what many of your contemporaries did with music. Just put yourself on, put product out, get out there, put it on YouTube, put it on everything, and just, start another industry. Just like folks started doing rap music and now they got labels. You guys can have studios. You can do this,
And we don't want them to poison black cinema because, it's like they really affecting the music, and the media is powerful. Exactly. So I have a company that I started.
But not when you're the media.
But well, look, just last night, they honored Common.
Yes, Friday
at the
night.
Black Film Festival.
Friday night.
Y'all from Chicago, you know how we rap now. We're the ones that keep it conscious, we keep it real, and we expect the same thing is going to happen in filmmaking.
And speaking of Common, he came up just down the street, just east of us, so that's something.
So now what about you? Where'd you go to school?
I went to school, should I start at grammar school? No, I'm just playing.
If you want to.
Well, look, I actually went to St. Martin de Porres, the now defunct St. Martin. That was on 111th.
Well, he wasn't defunct, but the school is.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, actually, he is, too, if you think about it. But, no, I don't mean that. But St. Martin de Porres, which was a black man, I might add.
We know that.
Which was the old Mendel High School. And then I ended up going to Finger. So, I see, Finger, that's in the news where the kid got killed in the big brawl. Yeah. And then I actually graduated from Central High School down south in Helena, Arkansas. Oh, wow. Yeah, I know. Everybody didn't expect that.
They said, out from Chicago. They said, get out of here.
Ain't nobody from Chicago. Everybody here from the South.
That's right. That's right.
Mississippi.
Exactly. I knew it was coming.
Kentucky, Central High School.
See?
Chattanooga.
Alabama.
All post-migration. Great migration, right?
That's right.
Speaking of Mississippi, I like to just thank my mom, Pearline Norman, and the St. James AME Church, and Reverend J. Leon Thorne and Pecola Brown.
Did they kick in on this film?
Man, do you know you have like a church congregation listening to you now? You now have like 500 more listeners now.
I appreciate that.
Dedicated, and they helped me promote this radio interview because everybody know it's truly an honor to be here. Like everybody faces, we happy right now.
That's right. And you know what? I'm so glad you brought up that because we have networks. When people talk about distribution and all that stuff, there are ways to do that. Right. There are new ways to do that. And calling on and utilizing members of your family. The sisters were telling me, that their uncles, who is a renowned jazz musician, is putting the music down for them on their film, sort of like Spike's daddy did for him. I mean, we got new models.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly. And it's a collaborative effort. I mean, we want our family is the only thing that can help us right now. Like we don't have Warner Brothers to hand over production funds, or even distribution. The only thing we do have right now is friends and family. So that's really what we're relying on.
Social networking is not new. Ain't nothing new about social networking.
I mean,
we just got some hardware now.
Yeah.
Right, we just got the hardware.
And everybody knows, even for Hollywood, you have to know people anyway. But, when you're starting off and you're independent, it's so small. You're just trying to get that one product going.
What about your education in film?
Well, we went to Columbia. Both of us did.
I had no formal film training, actually. I'm just a film lover and a motivated person.
Yeah.
And I got stories to tell.
So you've been teaching yourself?
Yes, I have. When you sitting in bed watching 1,000 movies every day and you ain't got no job and all you doing is watching movies, you say, man, I might as well make my own.
I can make this movie. You can do the Matty Rich.
Right, I could do that, straight out of Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a big influence, and Spike Lee.
Of course.
He's like my biggest film influence, because Malcolm X, that brought a tear to a brother eye.
Well,
I mean, yeah, our education is Columbia, but we do nothing but watch films all day, every day, German, Swedish, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think it's important, especially for young artists, to remember that other people did make movies before they did. I feel like that's a problem with a lot of the youth that is getting into cinema, and they don't know aesthetic, they don't know, the techniques. It's imperative that you watch films because that's your learning.
One more thing. Short stories. Read tons tons of short stories.
Read.
But do something that nobody else really does. Our literature, the great body of black literature that we have, is neglected when it comes to cinema. Right? People have missed the short stories of all of the great poets,
Richard
all the great writers.
Arthur Neal, just so many.
Going back, and we need to go back and look at that stuff.
Absolutely.
So that we can move forward. So that's.
We are joined now on our line by Reginald Scott.
Reginald Scott.
Yes, the producer of the American Black Film Festival that's held annually in Miami, Florida.
Hey,
welcome
Reginald.
to the show, Reginald.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
Hi.
Hey, I got some young filmmakers, Reginald, that's just dying to meet you.
I need to talk to you, Reginald.
And an old crusty dude, too.
And that old crusty Floyd Webb, he's here, too. Listen, Reginald, I've been to your film festival in Miami, and boy, is it exciting. Because you not only show some great film, but you have some pretty exciting workshops as well.
Yes, one of the things that we're most proud of is the fact that we really, really try to integrate substance into our film schedule. And this year was our 14th year, and we had some phenomenal workshops, some phenomenal panels, and some master classes that people could participate in, because it really is about accessibility. And that's what our has always been grounded on, about the accessibility to information.
Listen, guys, we've got a lot of callers, and I want to take a few because they're anxious to speak with you, and some of them are also new to this industry. Taylor McGee, who's a young filmmaker, is on the line.
Taylor, hey.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
All right.
What's your question, Taylor?
Well, I was just wondering if,
Don't be scared.
I'm sorry. I was just wondering if you were going to have the program going on for the next upcoming years.
You mean this radio show? Or you mean the Black Harvest Film Festival?
Yeah, the film festival.
The film festival's annual. It goes on every year in August in Chicago. And then the American Black Film Festival that's produced by Reginald Scott, our latest guest, it is also an annual film festival. And it's held every June in Miami, and it attracts filmmakers from all over the world.
And then monthly at ICE Theaters, we feature films, documentary films from all around the world, Caribbean, Africa, South America, Cuba. That's the first Thursday every month at ICE Theaters on 87 documentary films from all around the world, Caribbean, Africa, South America.
Places where you can get exposure. I can get exposure. DeAndre.
Caribbean, Africa, South America, Cuba. That's the first Thursday every month at ICE Theaters.
I want to move to DeAndre's question.
Hello.
DeAndre.
I want to know is there going to be any after-school programs for CineLab and other cities besides Miami? Even if there's going to be an after-school program in Miami for CineLab?
I can answer that.
All right.
To our panelists, part of what the platform for the American Black Film Festival was this year, we did an extension program, something that I came up with about 5 years ago called CineLab. We just completed it in Miami in the Overtown section, and basically it is a 4-week intensive workshop on filmmaking and careers in film. Taylor and DeAndre were two of the participants in that. And I think that they're on the phone to talk a little bit about. They did some amazing work in these last 4 weeks, guys. And one of the goals of our CineLab program was that everybody had to make a film. And so they both participated in teams of about 5 students, and they each made a short film.
Nice.
And the good thing about this program is that you get to do both things. You get to be in front of the camera, but you must also be behind the camera as well.
I love it, Reginald. I love it.
A director, producer, writer, cinematographer, art director, so they all participated in that.
Wow.
So, Taylor and DeAndre, tell us what did you make your films about?
Do you want to go first, Taylor, or me?
No, you can go
DeAndre.
All right. Basically, my group, which is called, basically what the counselors did, we had to come up with production companies and all that. So my group, our production company was titled I'm Insane Productions.
All right.
And our film was called Opposite Day. And basically, it was about a girl who was watching a scary movie or whatever, and she got freaked out. And when she was done watching the movie, after she got scared, she left out of her room and she walked into this random white light, and she ended up in an alternate universe where everything that we know to be right is the opposite.
That happened.
I love that. All right.
That happened to me yesterday.
Shut up. I need to hear from Taylor right quick. Taylor, we got another caller, so I want you to tell us real quickly, what was your film about in your group?
Really quick, our film was about a girl and a boy, and they were brother and sister, and they get kicked out of their house, and the whole film is taking place in a day, and their adventures throughout the day.
All right. Listen, Reginald, I think that's such a fabulous idea, and we want to know about it because I'm going to tell Floyd that's got to be his next project. We got to do a CineLab after-school program.
We do have a CineLab up there. After-school program.
All right, well, will you tell us about it soon as we take this call from Reverend Al Sampson. Hey, Reverend Al.
Hey, my doctor. God bless.
God bless you.
One quick question. As distribution centers and movie houses, obviously, especially if the stuff is nice and clean and you're not calling the sisters out of their name. But I'm moving with a distribution on the Black Farmers piece, but also with my Put Illinois to Work. We're identifying black schools named after heroes and sheroes in the form of a calendar in Chicago as a distribution strategy.
That's one of my things. The schools named after the black people, so that the kids know who that school's named after.
That's what I got. Mm-hmm. That was the
fantastic.
Yep, and I'll call you, Sister Carol, because under the Put Illinois to Work, we did that research plus the 55 African flags and the 25 Caribbean flags.
You go, Reverend Al.
Yeah, so I'll bring it to you, and then I got a teacher that's going to design all that into a curriculum. But I really want to get into the film piece because our youth, our young people, need a creativity strategy through a legitimate institution.
Yes, they do.
Give them my number for you, Sister Carol.
All right, I will give them your number, and thank you so much for calling.
Because I got a network. Thank you one more time.
Callers, everybody, I hate to tell y'all, but it's 2 minutes to 5, and it's about time for us to come to a close. I've got a few announcements I want to make. First of all, the African Jubilee Film Festival at the Dusable Museum. The next film is on next Sunday. The Cuban film, Cuba, an African Odyssey, will show Sunday, August 15th at 2 o'clock, and it is free. Show up.
Right on.
Also, we want to remind you that today the Nigerian community is hosting the celebration of the 50th anniversary of Nigerian independence, and that's at IIT.
That's good news.
From 3 to 9 p.m. It's going to be performances, great food, and an honoring of the community elders.
Right on.
And finally, remember those of you who want to do business in Africa. The Continental African Chamber of Commerce is hosting its 6th U.S. Africa Trade and Investment Forum at Navy Pier, and that's from August 9th to the 12th. For details and information, call 312-987-1892. I'm giving the last word to Russell Norman.
Hey, thank you. I love you for that, Dr. Adams. I'd like to tell the callers who wanted some info to contact me to email me at Swahili, that's SWAHILI films @yahoo.com, and I'm representing Swahili Music and Film Incorporated, and my movie Hell Ain't Full will be premiering Saturday, August 21st at 8 p.m. at the Gene Siskel Film Center on 164 North State.